Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. So in this talk I want to point out a few book recommendations on the path of working with Franz Bardon. So I got Franz Bardon when I was 10 years old. This is a German version, Der Weg zum wahren Adepten, Initiation into True Hermetics. The German title is different. Okay. And I have extensively experimented with that book for the first 10 years of my Hermetic life. I got stuck several times, bought a hell of a lot of books in Austria in these days. There was all these esoteric bookstores, so I spent all my money as a teenager in either guitars, music, martial arts, or Franz Bardon, or in any kind of Hermetical books. So my approach was in the beginning a very technical one. This is only something I became aware of recently, that Franz Bardon's approach is a very technical one. Okay, so I mastered definitely the first 8 levels, later parts of the 9th and some of the 10th. And I think it's very difficult to master all 10 in one lifetime. I don't think that many people on this earth would have mastered the first book to its full promise. Is this the right word? I then went to the second book, and I studied this for decades. I pretty much have done this and other books which are related to the sacred science of sound all my life. This is what I'm into. Okay, this is why I've created a particular video yesterday, if you look at my channel. Okay, now when it comes to this book, it's only a script. Like, it's a beautiful book, but what we have to understand is that Franz Bardon died, leaving us with nothing else than a script. And that is why I recommend the following book, Mantra Yoga and Primal Sound by Dr. David Frawley. Yeah, I first of all recommend, I'm a Yoga Hari of the Yoga Vedantic Forest Academy. Many things, but like Yoga Hari, I lived for almost a year in India, and I've studied yoga all my life. And I would highly recommend to either do the Mark Rasmus approach, do Qigong and Franz Bardon, some kind of physical exercise, do holistic yoga, either Shivananda, Satyayanda yoga to a lesser degree, the Ashtanga yoga, which is a bit too physical in my approach, do martial arts, Qigong, Neigong, Neidan, Taoist exercises, really help it in order to understand Franz Bardon. Okay? So the science of sound is something which really is the core of Franz Bardon's teachings. Like, the first book is fantastic. I've been able to raise my body temperature to 39.6 degrees, I drop it to 35.1 within minutes. I've been able to heal people. I have been able to actually defend myself against certain bullies in a magical way. I've learned mental projection from early on. I had the ability already from birth, but I sort of mastered it in detail with Franz Bardon and certain other books. I have before we continue, I've done this video before and I haven't recorded, so I have to do everything again. So I would recommend these 2 books. Ron Clark, who recently unfortunately passed away, a Bardon companion, an enormous help if you get stuck with Franz Bardon. Like, I don't say any more to this. I've said in my previous video a lot about it and didn't record, so my apologies. Read this book. You will need it. And thanks to Hermetics for writing an aid for introspection. Get this book. Franz Bardon's first book is pretty much a pre-step to his third book. It really is. It's the 4 elemental equilibrium and the Akashic trance, which you need to progress into Franz Bardon's third book. Okay, everything else is a bonus. Okay, so get this book. It has been a handwritten guide for advanced indoor Bardon students, and now Hermetics has published it, so thank you for that. Now, when it comes to Franz Bardon's key to evocation, the Praxis der magischen Evokation in German, I haven't touched this book. I mean, I have read it, but I haven't done anything practical about it until recently. Why? Because I probably didn't understand the approach. I didn't understand that this particular approach is extremely advanced. I've actually tried it and failed, but that was when I was probably 14, 15 years old. Okay, after I mastered the first 8 steps of Franz Bardon. What I can say to this is, I have one book here. Thank you, Nenad Djordjevic Taleman. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Thank you for writing this book. Thank you, Tanya Robinson, for publishing it. When I ordered this book, and it was only just last year, I have done several evocations in other traditions and finally realized that Franz Bardon's approach, as I just said, is a very advanced approach. Okay, so having physical manifestations of a spirit is something which probably priests, ancient priests, have mastered in long forgotten civilizations. It is very advanced. Like what Franz Bardon right here is like the cream de la cream of this art. Okay. Now, Nenad Taleman has a slightly different approach, and that approach works. I was surprisingly successful with evocations when I failed before. Okay, I've done 3-4 dozen evocations so far, all the way to the sun sphere, and I must say I'm over the moon. It has changed my life to be successful in this art. I have extensive experience in Franz Bardon's first book in projecting your consciousness and becoming one with the clouds. I had fauns and elementals visiting me all my life, and I have the ability of psychic sight, so I see spirits. I always saw auras, I always saw spirits. I always had a communication with them, but for some reason, evocation didn't come easy for me. Okay, so again, thank you. Like I would recommend to buy all Nenad Taleman's book. To my knowledge, there is the Mercury Zone coming out in the next month, hopefully. There's also a book about the moon sphere. Get these books. So if you're already a bit advanced with Franz Bardon, you want to do some evocation, start with these ones. And before I forget, use the Mirrors of Czech Hermetics. I have purchased 2. I unfortunately can't show them to you because they're consecrated. And once they're consecrated, you must never show them to the public or to other people, to any other people, okay? Combining Nenad Taleman with the Mirrors of Czech Hermetics has catapulted my ability to evoke. I will probably not go into any detail. This is something I will keep my mouth shut about, my experiences about that, but literally speaking, things you would not think are possible. Like I'm just giving an idea, like inner alchemy and physical immortality and teleportation, telekinesis, invisibility, physical invisibility. Not going any more into detail, like what these spirits can do for you and what they can teach you is incredible. Okay. Now, I don't want to keep this talk for too long. Thank you, Andre Conscientia, for writing your books. Now, for all the Franz Bardon community, Andre Conscientia is a student of a various number of traditions. So it's not only Franz Bardon, but for me, this was an incredible, refreshing approach. So A Guide to Stellar Magic and Astrological Mysticism is a brilliant book. Get it. And The Inner Gateways of Lam. This book was searching for me. I'm not even sure if it's still available. You may want to get this one. Maybe not if you're a beginner on the path, but if you're a little bit into stellar magic, into interstellar magic, and then wanting to expand your reach in terms of evocations, you can use magical mirrors, like the Czech Hermetic mirrors. I use them for this work. I have a completely different approach, but it works for me. I would highly recommend, even though it has to do with Aleister Crowley, I have to say. Okay, so I'm not a fan of Aleister Crowley, but nevertheless, that book found me, and it is berserk what comes out of it. Okay, like I have promised not to reveal too much of these results of my evocations and this kind of practice, and I will probably never. I hope this helps. If you have any recommendations or questions, leave them in the comments or send them a message. I'm always happy to answer. I have now started doing these videos after a long time of hiding in the woods. You know, I see little benefit of being a publicly known figure. I have started, besides my work as a music publisher, writing my own books, and this is why I'm doing it. I want to learn video editing, learning AI, how to create thumbnails, and I have decided to combine that with the mission of teaching about spirituality, teaching about music publishing on a different channel, and teaching about various forms of spirituality on this channel. So I hope you appreciated this little talk. Have a wonderful day, and see and hear from you soon.